Today from the global lane, Egypt, Sinai, and the new state Middle East peace plan. Is it time for new ideas and a two-state solution? 5 years after ISIS invaded their country, Iraqi Christians are still living in squalor in Turkey. We'll talk to one man who is trying to help. College professor resigns over Chick-fil-A. And giving 16-year-olds the right to vote. She's not kidding.
And it's all right here, right now, from the global lane. This spring, President Trump plans to announce his long-awaited Middle East peace plan. He's being tight-lipped about it. Already, some are saying the plan will be dead on arrival. Trump has worked hard to bring Gulf state Arabs into the peace process, and now another plan brings in Egypt. It's an idea called the New State Solution, which focuses on a Palestinian state in Gaza and parts of the Sinai. Here to explain more from Washington, D.C. is Yaakov Peri. He's the former head of Israel's Shin Bet security service and former Minister of Science and Technology. Welcome, Mr. Peri.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for having us.
So tell us, what is the New State Solution initiative?
Well, after more than 50 years, all the negotiations between Israel and Palestinians failed. Put the blame on Israel or put the blame on Palestinians, doesn't matter. There is no solution, and we have to head toward a solution which separates the Palestinians from Israel. We are coming with a new idea, the New State Solution idea, which says that Egypt will lease 10% of the Sinai Desert. Egypt is holding 60,000 square kilometers of Sinai. We will annex it as a lease to the Gaza Strip, and we will build or help to build the new independent Palestinian state there. It gives the Palestinians a lot of benefits, like a new own state. We are not dealing anymore with the right of return. It gives Egypt a big economical power, a guarantee for security, and of course, a status which Egypt is seeking to be a hegemony in the Middle East. There are also questions that are unanswered, but the humanitarian situation nowadays in Gaza needs a quite immediate solution.
Well, the Trump administration is kind of tight-lipped about its soon-to-be-released peace plan for the Middle East, and some are already saying it's dead on arrival. What do you think is in it? Is it dead on arrival?
Well, nobody knows really what are the details. The rumors are claiming that it's based on the Clinton plan. And if it's the more of the same of Clinton plans, it will probably not work mainly from the Palestinian side. But we'll have to see and to wait to see what's coming on. The New State Solution is a solution that can work. It depends, of course, with the Egyptians, the Palestinians, the Israelis, and the moderate Arab big states. And all those that I mentioned are partners to this idea.
Well, I was going to ask you, is al-Sisi behind this in Egypt? And will the plan likely include some of the ideas of New State, Trump's plan?
Well, I hope so. And as far as we know, we have begun some discussions with people who are close to the Egyptian authorities, and it seems to be hopeful, because Sisi is quite involved in what's going on in Gaza and in the Palestinian issue, and to lease 6,000 square meters is not something that probably Sisi will object.
Well, he's been receiving a lot of terrorism from the Sinai, so I'm sure he would prefer to see this. And it seems President Trump wants to use economic development and investment in the Palestinian territories, of course, with the help of wealthy Gulf states, as an incentive for a peace deal. So what are your thoughts on that, and could that also apply to the Sinai?
No doubt, no doubt. The biggest Arab moderate state are sharing two interests with Israel, the anti-Iranian one and the fight against the radical Islam. economical projects in the West Bank and mainly in the Gaza Strip are going to be part or a very important part of the solution. Yes, the answer is positive.
Well, and I don't want to be pessimistic here, but how do you negotiate peace with a divided Palestinian leadership? You have Hamas in Gaza, Fatah in the West Bank. Neither seem willing to negotiate.
You're absolutely right. What's going on inside the Palestinian population, society, is quite complicated. But I think that if we will come with a new state solution idea, which is something very creative, doable, we can roll it on. We still have some partners in the Palestinian side, and I'm sure that it will gain a majority of the Israeli public. So we have to start, because the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip is on the edge of a humanitarian crisis. And the sooner the better.
And finally, as you know, many evangelical Christians here in the United States, big supporters of Israel, and a lot of them don't support a two-state solution. So what would you like to see our viewers do? What can they do about this, if anything?
I would urge them to support a two-state solution, because a separation between Israel and the Palestinians is a must, is an Israeli interest and a Palestinian interest. And the Sinai Desert is a very, very creative idea which can work. Of course, we have questions still left about the West Bank and about Jerusalem, and we will have to solve it. But those who are supporting the existing and the survival of the State of Israel should heavily support this new state solution, which you can, of course, find more details in the newstatesolution.org.
Well, new ideas, new solutions. Okay, Mr. Yaakov Peri, thanks for bringing us your insights from Washington, D.C. Toda rabba.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary, for having us.